Right fellas, it is Tommy Rochton from Rochton Fitness. Welcome to the first Q&A of the channel. It's been a pretty good one. We've got quite a few questions. Gosh, all of them have been good questions. And what I did, if you didn't know, is I put out a Snapchat story asking, just saying I'm doing a Q&A, so if you've got any questions you want to ask me, just ask me on that. If you don't know, my Snapchat is T_Watchdog, so you can add me on that. And then I basically just, because this was sort of Thursday and Friday, I didn't want to keep the Snapchats not open, because then it's difficult to keep the streaks going and things like that. So what I rather did was just open them and then wrote what they said down in notes. So I've got them here on my phone. So yeah, I think without further ado, let's begin. So the first question is, why do I gym? Now, there are quite a few reasons. The main just being self-satisfaction and just sort of noticing change is just quite a satisfying thing. And it's a good way to sort of get away from school life, where you're constantly doing exams, like academic and music. You're always doing work. You always got to practice for this concert, or do work for this test, or learn some German vocab, things like that. And it's just a great way to just let off some steam and let your mind sort of be one with your body rather than be elsewhere, if you kind of know what I mean. If you've done sort of .B or mindfulness, you'll know what I'm talking about, where you can kind of bond your mind and body as one, which is very healthy. So yeah. Question number 2, when did I start gymming? Now, I started properly gymming with my progressive overload timetable routine thing, sort of August 2015. So if you go to the same school as me, you'll know that's sort of summer of Novi. But I'd always gone to the gym before that, just not have as much of a passion or interest in it. I didn't really have such a good routine. I rather just went, did like a little workout, and then so when I was 14, I was quite scared of stunting my growth with weight, so what I did a lot of was sort of band exercises. I did that for sort of a year, and they didn't really do much, but it was good to learn the movements and get into the sort of gym feel. Next question, will I be able to deadlift 160 kilograms before summer? Now, this is a tricky one, because if I did deadlifting every second day, trying to increase my 1 rep max, certainly, but I'm not going to do that. If I just carried on with my current routine thing, which I'll show you later on, because today is actually a deadlift day, so I'll show you my deadlift routine. Basically, every time I do a deadlift routine, I attempt a 1 rep max. So today I'm going for 145 kgs, and 4 weeks ago my max was 130. So if you keep going in that sort of progress, gaining 15 kg to my deadlift every 4 weeks, then yeah, I will be able to, but it all depends on injuries and things like that, so I don't know. That's the real answer. Next question, what do I hate most in the gym? If you watch my videos, you'll know the answer. It's ego lifters. So yeah, that's an easy one to answer. Next question, what do I think of steroids, and will I ever take them? So what I think of them, I don't really have an opinion on them. I think they're okay to use for the right reasons. So for example, if you're competing for Mr. Olympia or something like that, then yeah, fair enough, you should take them. But I think apart from that, there's basically no other reason why you could take them. So for sports, obviously you should never take them. And I think how much bad they do to your body like outweighs the good they do, like by like 10 to 1, I'd say, because things like your heart, I mean, people forget your heart's a muscle. If you take steroids, your heart becomes massive, and then everything's all congested, and everything, all your internal organs get all mucked up, and then things like your digestive system start to not work properly, and your joints get all mucked up. So yeah, there's just no reason to take them unless you're competing for Mr. Olympia, which is such a small population of people. Next question, what's the point in gymming if it's not necessarily for sport? This I get asked quite a lot, and my answer to that is, asking that question is like asking why do you play football if it's not necessarily for rugby? And what I mean is, gym is a sport in itself. Quite a few people do it just for other sport purposes, but they forget that, well, we'll take the example of bodybuilding and powerlifting. They are sports in their own right. So I gym in order to be better at gym rather than to be better at something else. So I hope that answers your question. Next question, what annoys me most at the gym? Probably when people take something you're using, so like an easy bar, without asking you, and then like change the weights and stuff. That's just really annoying. Next question. This person insisted that I name them. Their name is Gregor, and they say, "I love you so much. Do you love me as much?" But, so yeah. Well, like I said in my bicep routine last weekend, I love you guys. So yeah, I do love you as much, Greg. Next question, define the word pump. Okay, well, on a very literal basis, the pump is when blood rushes to the muscle you're working in order that it can respire more efficiently and things like that. So for example, if you do like 5 sets of biceps, then all the blood will rush to your biceps and it will become very slightly bigger. So that's the literal basis, but actually people like Arnold Schwarzenegger in Bro Science Life describe it as like the best feeling ever. So Arnold describes it as, if I paraphrase him, like a systematic orgasm, and Bro Science Life describes it as a body boner. So yeah, it's basically, it feels like really sort of swollen, and it makes you feel in your mind like you're suddenly really big, because you feel really inflated. So yeah, it's basically a really satisfying feeling knowing that the set you've just done was a good one. Yeah, so next question, is vape good for the gym routine? No. Basically no, because it like stuffs up your lungs and stuff. It's not sort of directly bad, but it just, in the long term, it just damages your lungs and throats and things. Meaning you'll have like respiratory problems, and then that makes it harder to get oxygen and respire when you're like doing exercise, and then you basically just like, basically harder for gains in the long term. Next question, how can I get a great pump on my Plica Semiluminaris? So if you don't know, that's actually the one just here, but like, you get your eyeball and then there's the little ball like in there. And it's the muscle that it's one of the muscles responsible for making you blink. So yeah, I'm not too sure why you'd want to get a pump on that, but if you do want to, then probably just blink a lot in the gym. So yeah. Next question, most kgs bench? 80, that's my 1 rep max, 80 kgs. Okay, next question, another person who insisted that I name them. Their name is Davdog5000, and they ask what I think of Whitworth Fitness. I think it's great. I'm a huge fan. Very funny. I love making cheeky collabs with them. Yeah, I'm a huge fan of it. I think they should keep going. So yeah, I wish them the best of luck in their fitness career. Next person, what made me think Rochester Fitness would be a good idea? I was more sort of inspired to start it and just see where it went by Christian Guzman's channel. So if you don't know who he is, he's basically a bloke who when he was sort of equivalent of upper sixth, he started a channel and started doing online coaching, and then soon his channel got bigger and bigger. He became more famous. Now he's got his own brand called Alphalete and his own gym called Alphalete Gym. So yeah, he's basically really successful and he inspired the Rochester Fitness concept. Next question, how important is leg day to me? And to answer that, I basically need to tell you I follow a power building routine. So I try and get my 1 rep max for the big 3 compound exercises, squats, bench and deadlift, as high as possible, as well as doing like some bodybuilding and sort of sculpting work. So leg day, because of that, is basically every day, because I squat every day. A bit like Russell Orhe or Russ Swall, if you know him like that. So yeah, it's very important. Next question, gym with music or without? At home I gym with music on speakers. At school I don't, because obviously it's a public gym, I can't play my own music really loud. And I don't like wearing earphones or headphones. Next question, what's the quickest way to build lean muscle? So basically just keep your daily fat intake below 50 grams, your daily carbs between 100 and 200 grams, and your protein anywhere above 200. That's diet, and then in terms of exercise, do sort of a half-hour incline walk every day, or if you want, you can do a run or something, but I'd definitely advise an incline walk. It's probably the best way to lose fat. And then do more sort of low isolated exercises where you do high reps, low weight, because that's just a better way to lose fat in those specific regions. So yeah. Next question, do I take stuff like creatine? Well yeah, I take creatine if that's what the question's asking. 2 of my supplements contain it. One is my pre-workout Optimum Nutrition Pre, contains creatine as well as beta-alanine and citrulline malate. The other supplement that includes it is creatine, and that includes creatine because it is creatine. So yeah. Next question, why did I venture out and become a gym lad? Okay, well I haven't become a gym lad. I don't really want to become a gym lad as such, and that's because the word gym lad I think has some connotations that go with it that I don't really want to be associated with. For example, if I just say now gym lad, you'll probably think of a person who's sort of not very clever and doesn't really do anything in their life apart from go to the gym. I don't really want to be associated with that sort of person. I'd rather describe myself, or what I want to be associated with, as sort of a fitness personality or something like that. And then venture out. Why did I venture out? Well, the reason why I sort of have taken to fitness and gym is just because I enjoy it. It's something that I'm particularly good at. Sort of following the lifestyle and having that self-discipline, I think I'm quite suited for. So yeah, that's why I ventured out. Next question, what's my favourite protein shake? So this I can't always have because it's quite big, so if I'm having supper after, I wouldn't have this because it means I wouldn't finish my supper. But ideally I would have, so I get a blender and then I get 3 bananas, 3 scoops of Pro-Complex Gainer, ice, milk, honey, sometimes oats, and then sometimes a bit of peanut butter. You put that in the blender, you whiz it up, and then what comes out is really nice. So because it's macro friendly, it tastes really good, and it's just a great post-workout and meal replacement. So yeah, so that rounds it up for this Q&A. Maybe I will do another one at some point. Comment below if you think I should. And with that said, please stay tuned to watch my deadlift video later on today. So yeah.